Well, good morning, YouTube. I have an update, some good news, some bad news, a little more good news, I guess, depends on how you look at it. And yes, I'm going to eat while I'm on camera. Apparently, that's a big no-no, and I really don't care. I am ending, let's see, it is 9 o'clock, so that makes this a 37-hour fast right now with steel-cut oats. I don't know if that's reversed on there or not. It's reversed on my screen. And a little bit of cinnamon in it, no sugar. And there's a reason for no sugar, and there's a reason for the fast. My shoulder surgery that is scheduled for Wednesday, was scheduled for Wednesday, has been canceled, postponed, because green tea, nothing in it. Apparently, they ran on Thursday I went in for some pre-op work, which is just an EKG and the HbA1c count for my blood sugar. Apparently my HbA1c was 8.8, I believe she said, or 8.2. So she basically says I'm diabetic. I have diabetes. To which my response was, you're crazy, you're insane. Yes, my blood sugar is apparently high, and there's a reason for it, but I'm not going to claim that I'm diabetic. I will accept the fact that I'm diabetic. Or you can look at it that way, or you can say, all right, well, I may have been diabetic, but as far as I'm concerned, everything I've researched and looked at and seen, diabetic is something that can be, or diabetes, is something that can be reversed. But it requires a change. And what I now believe is, I believe the cause of diabetes is our lifestyle. And if you look back, to 1950s and before, the prevalence of diabetes and the issue of blood sugar, they didn't have the problem. It wasn't there. It didn't exist. But if we also look at USA in general, we weren't as big, we weren't as obese, we weren't riding around in power wheels everywhere because, we're eating too much. It's not just a case of eating too much. I understand that. In the 50s, or before the 50s, as I understand it, the way people ate was different. It wasn't 3 meals a day, get up, have a big breakfast, then on your break, go have a big lunch, and then at dinner, go home and have a nice big dinner. It was sometimes, just 2 meals a day. They were more spread out. What we ate was different. How much we ate was very different, especially when you had places where people had to farm their own food, they had to raise their own food, and I'm sorry, there's a squirrel outside my door. There's a squirrel climbing that's interesting. Anyway, I don't know what he's looking for. So, anyway, yeah, it was the way they ate, everything was very different. And somewhere in the 50s, I don't remember the exact date, the USDA came out with a new set of guidelines on how you should eat. And it was 3 meals a day, all these, it listed whatever it was. And from that point on, things have gotten worse. Now, I have been, over the past few days, doing some studying. Now, mind you, when I came home, when they called me with that information of what they said that blood sugar came out to about an average of 205 over the last 3 months. Because that's, the HbA1c, for those who don't know, is a test that tests your blood sugar average over 90 days. And mine came out to, averaged out to 205. When I came home, that day I tested mine with my wife's meter, and sure enough, it was 256. So I thought, okay, I got to do something about this. What am I going to do? So I start researching and I start looking. And yeah, there's a lot of, hoodoo, voodoo, witchcraft, blah, blah, blah. Not to put down witchcraft. Try this, do this. This is the miracle cure. This is the cure-all, end-all. But I found a couple that initially, and then the more I looked based on that, there was more and more things on YouTube, on the internet in general, and basically come down to, everything that we do now, and this all makes sense to me, everything we do now for diabetes, taking insulin, taking metformin, which I've been told is a very evil drug, makes you sick and nothing but sick, all these other drugs that they have that you can take, they're treating a symptom of diabetes. High blood sugar is a symptom of diabetes. Diabetes is not high blood sugar. Diabetes is insulin resistance. Now, if you logically think about how insulin works, insulin resistance or resistance of anything in your body works, and I apologize if you can't handle me eating while I do this, but yeah, I get eating that fast. I'm a tad hungry. I'm surprisingly not crazy hungry, but yeah, I'm a little bit there. But if you look at how your body works in general with drugs, be it prescription drugs, be it over-the-counter drugs, be it illegal drugs, recreational drugs, the longer you take them, the more you have to take. They have to change doses, increase doses, change to a different medication that's more powerful, or works a different way to accomplish the same thing. And that's because your body has built up a resistance to how that drug works, to that chemical inside your body. It learns to tolerate it and says, okay, well, I can tolerate, 10%, so now you have to take 20%. Oh, no, I can tolerate 20%, so now you have to take 30%. And on and on and on. Well, insulin resistance is the same thing. Insulin, as you eat, and those blood sugars are stored in your body. And okay, I know I'm gonna mess this up. I think it's your liver where it gets stored. I could be wrong. Pancreas, maybe. I told you I'm just researching this. I don't have all the details, but this is almost gone. I promise you. But once that's full, then you have to have someplace else for it to go. Well, what it does is it then puts that sugar or the insulin into your bloodstream for your body to absorb and store as fat. Well, what happens is we eat so much, we eat so many sugary foods, so many carbs, that we overload our body. And over time, our body builds up a resistance to insulin, which is what diabetes is. It's insulin resistance. Insulin resistance. And so the point here is you got to figure out how to get your body to accept insulin again. Well, if something's full, what do you do to be able to hold more? You got to get rid of some of it. You got to use some of it. But you can't use it if you keep pumping it in there. And I found a couple of people that were talking about this. The one specific program up in Canada that deals with intermittent fasting to lower the blood sugar. And then it then eventually starts lowering the insulin levels. And it gives your body a chance to catch up. Now, the thing is this is not something that you do for a little while and you're cured and you go right back to the way you were. It's kind of a wake-up call to how you eat, to what you eat. And you need to change the way you eat. You need to eat differently. You need to eat different things. You need to stop eating sugars. But I will expound on that further. I'll actually want to make another video on that because as this progresses and how things go. But basically, when I got home on Friday, today is Monday. I'm actually going to upload this as it is. But that was what it was on Friday evening. It was kind of hanging around that I think 150 mark, and no, Saturday it was at 150 when I woke up. Then it went up to like 206 after I ate, 2 hours after I ate. And then I decided that night, after doing all the research, that I was going to try the fasting thing just kind of on a whim. Let's see what it does. Hey, if nothing else, it'll help with my weight, which is also something else, I'm working on. And I didn't eat anything from that point on that night. Last thing I had on Saturday night was 8 o'clock. I had a handful of grapes. By Saturday, I had already decided no more sugar for me, no more refined sugars. Just like this green tea, nothing in it. And anybody who knows me knows I was a sugar fanatic. I put sugar in everything. And I'm also looking at changing what I'm eating in general, but that's, again, a whole other video. And anyway, so 8 o'clock on Saturday, that's the last thing I ate Saturday night. And I got up Sunday morning and didn't have anything. And that was yesterday, and then didn't have anything. And went to pick up Jen from work and hadn't had anything, and told her. And surprisingly, through the entire thing, the thing I had was water. And I think I had three throughout the day, entire day, 3 of my mugs here, my Mickey mug, of green tea. And of course, I've read green tea is an appetite suppressant. And apparently it worked, because even up until sitting here getting ready to eat this, I was not starving. I was not hungry. As a matter of fact, there was like no hunger pains really yesterday at all. And even when I woke up this morning, I was fine. And eating just a quarter cup of those steel cut oats, right now I feel full. I feel fine. And of course, yesterday my blood sugar was 150, and then 150 again, and then we went walking, did a little over, just barely over 2 miles. And it was at 132, 135. Then last night before I went to bed, it was at 132. Get up this morning, and it's 109. Now you can say, oh yeah, of course you haven't eaten. Of course your blood sugar's down. But still, I lowered my blood sugar. Now, the curious thing is going to be what happens after I've eaten this oatmeal. 2 hours from now. It's currently 9:30 in the morning, so I think it's 9:30. So 11:30, I'm going to check it, and we'll see what it's at. I think I may put a comment below, just up here. I'll update the description below to show what it is after the waited time. And we'll see where it's at. We'll see if this has any effect. And of course, again, it's only been a couple days, so it's not going to have an immediate effect. I'm not going to go, oh my God, 3 days and 72 hours, I cured my diabetes. I realize that, and I realize everybody who has gone through this program. There are literally thousands upon thousands of people in Canada who have gone through this dietary fasting program that within a matter of days have stopped all diabetes medication, has stopped all insulin, because it's fixed it. And again, it's a change. What I'm going to do is I'm going to I don't know if I said it. So this morning I get up and it's 106. Yeah, I did say that. Repeat myself. I'm not editing this, by the way. This is going straight up as it is. So welcome to my ramblings. But there's thousands and thousands of people who just in a case of less than a week have stopped all medications. And they're years later, they're still not taking it. Now, again, this is a lifestyle change. This is something, what I'm going to do is I did 36 hours to get started. Now, my eating period is between 8 and 8. That's what I've set. I won't eat before 8 in the morning. I won't eat after 8 at night. More than likely, I probably won't eat. And I'm setting that window in case we eat dinner late, which we sometimes do. But in general, it's 8 to 8. That's what I'm going for. So from 8 at night to 8 in the morning, I won't be eating. And then every other day, I think right now I'm going to try fasting for the first week. So that basically means, if I've got my math right, that's a 36-hour fast, right? Is that 8 to 8? If I eat at night, I don't eat till 8 to 5. Yeah, that's the 36-hour fast. So I'm going to see what that does. And of course, that will lower my overall average. I have to get my average lowered because I have to go back in 1 month for retesting, and if it's low enough, then they'll go ahead and do my shoulder surgery, which I really need to get done because it's really hampering what I can do. But the plus side of this is because of the exercising, and I know a lot of this was over the last couple of days was water weight, but in the last, I believe it's 2, maybe 3 weeks since we started exercising, I'm now down 10 pounds. For the first time in a long time, I'm looking at under 380 pounds. When I weighed this morning, when I got up after I tested my blood sugar, I was 379.2. So, okay, so I'm down 9.8 pounds. Close enough. So that's the good news. Good news is I am actually losing weight. The other bad news is this video has now gone over 16 minutes. So I'm going to cut this off, and if you guys want to, if anybody who's watching this, I'm assuming right now most people who are watching this is family. If you still want to know what's going on, if you're still interested, make sure you guys hit the like button so at least I know I'm not just wasting my breath. Although I'm not, because this is for me, so I can look back, a year or two from now and say, hey, look where he was. Look how big he was. Look at, what was going on. It's kind of an online diary. But anyway, if you do want to know what's going on, you want to keep up what's going on, and you haven't already, subscribe down below. And in the future, who knows where this channel is going to go. If you want to see more of my political rantings, you want to hear me more rant and go on about stuff, about things that I'm more passionate about. Of course, I'm getting passionate about this. Go ahead and click the link down below for the Tinfoil Fedora. That is my other channel where I'm going on and on about anything and everything. And we shall see you in the future. Bye.